Before we get on to the meat of this video, where I'm just going to be rambling on and on about stuff, we need to turn our attention to this over here. So I completed page 1 of 19 of the Galar Carling Special Research. So we're going to get all of this XP. I probably should have put on a lucky egg here, but that's fine. And then we're going to get 2500 dust, 1 Super Rocket Radar, and then 2500 XP on top of the other 2500 XP. So that should be like 100,000 XP right there. And let's see, Giovanni is back. Yep, so we got to find Giovanni and battle him. And then we're going to get that done eventually. Now, I want to talk about something else that's going on. The Halloween event is going on right now as of me recording this video. But we're going to turn our attention to over here. You see it right there? We finally got it. The Shiny Zoroark. We actually got it. I need one more so I can evolve because I want to keep this, because this is like a level 1 right here. So I want another Shiny Zoroark so I can have that family completed. But speaking of shinies, we can take a look at our shinies over the last few days. You know, so I got a Pineco out the blue, a Meowth out the blue. And this is obviously the Galarian Mass event. So this is what happened after 5 o'clock. I had like a field research task available and I got that one. That was out in the wild, so I just got that. And then of course, this is what you saw in the YouTube video right here. And then I got a Panpo out in the wild, a Machop out in the wild, and then I got this on stream at the Pupper website. So yeah, I actually caught this on the Pupper website. There's a clip out there somewhere. So yeah, make sure to check that out. Got this out in the wild. Sorry, Tom. Got that. That was doing the Marwell Raid Day event, and I was actually raiding that from home. So there's that. Got that out in the wild. Got that out in the wild. Was that the same day? No, back-to-back days actually. Then we got that. So, okay, you know what? I'm going to stop there. So now we're going too far back. So, yeah, we're going too far back. So I got 2 of those, actually. All right. So, with that out the way, I'm going to equip that. With that out the way, let's get on to the meat of this video. All right, ladies and gentlemen of the YouTube citizens, y'all know who this is. It's the boy Troy Fella. Today's day is Tuesday, October the 22nd. So, let's not waste any time, but actually, no, that's not true. This Thursday on the Pupper website, so I will have another single. The 3rd single will be revealed to you guys right here on the Pupper website. So make sure to check that out. I will be going live there at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So yeah, the single will be revealed during that live stream, and then it will be available worldwide on Friday at my other YouTube channel, which is strictly called True Inferno. So this is off of the upcoming Beat album, which is called Here Rises, which is a Halloween themed album that consists of rap and trap music combined with rock and heavy metal. So yeah, if you like that Halloween vibe, this is the album for you. It will come out on the 1st of the month of November. Pre-orders are available at trueinferno.bandcamp.com and on Apple Music as well. So there you go with that. But the best place to pick it up is at trueinferno.bandcamp.com because it only costs $5 there. Everywhere else, it will cost $6. And also, it will be available for streaming, like on Spotify and YouTube Music and other major online streaming services and things of that nature. So yeah, make sure to pick up Here Rises. So yeah, there you go with that. Now with that out the way, let's get on to the meat of this video, and that is this. A lot of you guys online, that is, have some complaints about the upcoming Gigantamax raid system, pretty much. So obviously, for those who don't know, we're gonna get, what is it, Charizard, Venusaur, Blastoise is coming up really this coming weekend, and then pretty soon it's gonna be Gigantamax Gengar. That'll be in the wild, and then during the wild area, we're gonna get Gigantamax Toxtricity as well. So a lot of Gigantamax raids will be coming up. Now, the major issue here is, well, actually, technically, there's 2 major issues here. One, you can't remote raid to it. You can't invite people to these raids or anything like that. But 2, it has been reported that you will need like between 10 to 40 trainers, 9 to 39, something along those lines, to defeat a Gigantamax raid boss. So they basically saying it's going to be very, very difficult. Now, let's get the nitpicking off the rate real quick. So people complaining because they are under the assumption that you need 40 players to defeat this thing. And I'm like, do you not know what the term maximum means? Like, you need a maximum of this? You need a maximum of that? Do you not know what that term means? A maximum of something is, that is not the exact number that you need, but that's the most amount of people, things, items that are required to complete something. So, as my phone went off, so in this case, you don't need 40 people to defeat a Gigantamax raid boss. That's not what that says. That's not what that means at all. You could do it according to them, with a minimum of 9 to 10, not 40. So, like, the people who keep thinking that, like, apparently y'all can't read, y'all can't comprehend, y'all need to read more and expand your vocabulary. So there's that. Now, with that out the way, a lot of people have the usual complaints about raids of any kind. Like, oh, you know, you can't go, you know, you may have another commitment, you may be at work, you may be in the hospital, you may be not physically capable of doing all the things. And those are legit. Those are legit reasons why you're not able to do these types of raids. And there's nothing that I can, as far as I know, as far as I can think of, there's nothing I can say, oh, but y'all can do, no, there's nothing that I cannot say to really come up with a solution for that. So I'm sorry, I don't know what to say to that. Now, which brings me to the next point. Some of you guys are saying, you know, they should be able to be, you know, remote raid. You should be able to do these remotely, things of that nature. Now, don't get it twisted. I would love for the remote raid system to come back in terms of like doing an unlimited amount of remote raids and the price for the remote raid passes to go down. Not necessarily to where it was originally, because yeah, they were undervalued. I will admit they were undervalued, but at least lower them down from what they are right now. But I'm gonna be honest with you guys right here, right now. Anything remote outside of maybe trading, outside of that, anything that dealing with the word remote in terms of rating, no, you can forget about it. It's not happening. It's not happening. Ever since the the remote raid change, we had shallow Pokemon, you can't remote to that. Tier 4 Pokemon, you can't remote to that. And now Dynamax Pokemon, you can't remote to that. And now Gigantamax Pokemon coming out, you can't remote to that. So that's like 4 things that came to the game ever since the remote raid change happened. And there was no option of remote anything. So if we haven't gotten that at this point, it's not coming back. And I can give you a little bit of an insight. So going back to a video that Mystic 7 put out, I think it was like a week or two ago, where he talked about the fact that it's been a year or over a year since the remote raid system was changed. And he read a statement from Niantic basically explaining why they made the change. So before I get into that statement, let me say this. First of all, this ain't a shot at Mr. 7, anything like that. I consider him a good friend. So this ain't a diss towards him. That's number one. Number two, regarding the statement that Niantic said, that they gave out, that Mystic read, I'm not doubting this statement. I'm not saying they're lying. I'm not saying that it's fabricated. I'm not saying it's false. I'm not questioning the statement, and not like that at all. So if far as I'm concerned, that statement that Niantic gave was a truth. Now the key words here are a truth, meaning that is a factual statement that they gave regarding the remote raids. And in case y'all don't know, what they said was the following: the average Pokemon Go player, we'll talk about that in a second, the average Pokemon Go player is relatable to an elderly person that goes out and walk around for 5 minutes, and that's when they play the game. That's what was said. So with that said, basically they said that they don't really do raids like that. So I'm like, okay, that's fine. So that's what they said. So that's why they made the change, and they didn't expect not much of a big deal to happen. And look at the grand scheme of things, yeah, they're correct. Because, and I'll get to the reason why in a second. But let's get back to my original point with this statement. What Niantic gave, what Mr. 7 read, that was the Niantic statement. That was a truth. But here's the thing. That was a truth to cover up the truth. Now, I know what the truth is. I'm not in the liberty to say what it is. But, like, you could do some research if you really, really, really thought about it and consider some of the things that I have said in the past. But what I will say is this, in terms of what the actual truth is, basically when it comes to the current remote raid system, outside of the fact that Niantic had to settle for what we got now, but in terms of like the reasoning why they have to settle, it's beyond their control, it's beyond the Pokemon Company's control, it's even beyond Nintendo's control. So that's all I'm gonna say about that. Now, which brings us to the next point, that is this. I had recently seen somebody who I also consider a friend basically come out with a video about this Gigantamax feature, basically saying that they're neglecting the fan base. Well, here's the thing about the fan base. The fan base that person was referring to was the online community. I said this before, I'm gonna say it again. There's two types of main communities in Pokemon Go. You got the online community and you got the offline community. There's a lot more people representing the offline community than there are the online community. In case you don't know what that is, the online community are the ones who know who Trainer Tips is, who knows who Mr. 7 is, who be watching those Pokemon Go YouTube videos, that are on Twitter, that are on Reddit, that be doing all this research and stuff like that. You know, they go into Reddit, they go into Leak Duck, they go into Couple Gaming, and all that jazz. They pop it up in the live streams, they comment on the chats within the video, stuff like that. That's the online community, and you know, they're showing up to podcasts, stuff like that. And there's not a lot of us in comparison to the offline community, who are the ones that don't know who Trainer Tips is. Yes, that is a thing. Who don't know who Trainer Tips is, who don't know Mr. 7 is. They not online like that. They just go outside and play the game, and then that's it. That's the offline community. There's a lot more people representing the offline community, according to my Niantic rather, than there are on the online community side. So, in terms of like neglected the audience, the game's audience, it's like what's the game's audience? The game's audience really is the offline community, and in that case, no, they're not. No, they're not. What they are doing is they neglecting the online community, which sucks, but that's the way it is, unfortunately. So there you go with that. And the one major issue I have with some of the people complaining about the Gigantamax feature is this: y'all not offering a solution, which is the main thing. Like, it's one thing, like, I have no problem with people complaining about a product or a game or a feature, whatever the case may be, like, oh, this is terrible. List why it's terrible and list a way to solve it. That way, guess what you're doing? You're making the developers work easier in terms of like, okay, they don't like it. What we need to do to make it fix? Oh, well, they said this, and this. Okay, let's do that. It's that easy, it's that simple. But you guys are not offering solutions, which is why your comments about, oh, the game, you know, this feature's garbage, the feature's terrible, is being ignored because you're not offering anything. Like, you're just complaining, and that's it. And complaints just go in the ear, out the other. So you gotta offer solutions. So on that note, one solution that I had, and I'm gonna actually go pitch this to him. One solution, and I think I actually pitched this already, but one solution that I have is the fact that when you do an actual Dynamax raid or a Gigantamax raid in Sword and Shield, if you're by yourself, if it's just 2 of you or if it's 3 of you, they will give you an NPC to help you out with. So I'm like, why don't they do that with the Pokemon Go version of Dynamax raids and Gigantamax raids if there's not 4 of y'all in a team or whatever? This would be extremely helpful for the Gigantamax raid, especially they're expecting 10 to 40 people needed to defeat a Gigantamax raid boss. So that's a solution, and that's something I came up with. If y'all have any other solution that does not involve remote raiding, again, that's not going to be a thing. That's not happening, not at all. Let me know in the comment section below. Let me know in the comment section below. Now let's talk about the whole 10 to 40 thing. So they say that, right? But here's the one thing that was never considered. And it wasn't until I saw the newest Trainer Tip video where he was out with Awesome Adam and they were doing the magnetic events. And that is this. You know they have a history of over-exaggerating the amount of people you need to do a raid boss? Like, they gave you an example of a Lapras. And I'm looking at, and here's an example right now of a Jolteon. A 2-star Jolteon. They said suggested group size 13 people. So now granted, obviously that's an old raid boss, because again, 2-star, we don't have that anymore. It's like 1, 3, 4, and 5, and apparently 6 with this whole Gigantamax fiasco and mega raids. But they still continue to do that to this very day. So they will like suggest these crazy amount of people needed to do a raid boss, when technically you could just do it by yourself. Oh, I'm not sure y'all saw that. You can do it by yourself, you can probably do it, or you can do it. So when it comes to the whole Gigantamax situation, although they're saying 10 to 40, if you're level 50 and you have your Dynamax Pokemon, maxed out, evolved, you have the moves all set, it could like be 3 of you, 4 of you, maybe 5, who knows? So we have to wait and see about this whole 10 to 40 fiasco, see how many people is needed to actually do a Gigantamax raid boss. So yeah, there's that. And then I saw this one comment about how like once you capture the Dynamax Pokemon and the Gigantamax Pokemon, they put them as worthless. Well, here's the thing about that. apparently you have not played Sword and Shield, because in Sword and Shield, even though the main thing about the game outside of the story is the fact that Dynamax Pokemon and Gigantamax Pokemon are in the game, and those are the only features in there. It's not like you can Mega Evolve or do all the other crazy stuff like you could in the previous games. But when you go do a raid, you're either Dynamaxing your Pokemon or Gigantamaxing your Pokemon, and it was like that in gym battles. So let's take a look at that and compare it to Pokemon Go. Well, gym battles, first of all, the gym system is worthless, so it's like there's no point in even try to implement Dynamax Pokemon and Gigantamax Pokemon into gym battles. It's pretty much worthless. They need to change that system, so we're not even going to entertain that notion. Now, in terms of like everything else, it's just Dynamax Raid. So just like in the main series game, Sword and Shield, you're going to use it in Dynamax Raids and Gigantamax Raids. So naturally, you can only use it in Dynamax Raids and Gigantamax Raids in Pokemon Go. That's how it is. That's a Pokémon Company decision, because that's how it is in the main series games. And they're not going to go above and beyond that in Pokemon Go. And it could be for a multitude of reasons. One, because they didn't do that in the main series games, and two, Pokemon Company won't let them. So there's a multitude of reasons why that won't be the case. So to say, oh, well, you can only Dynamax them in Dynamax Raids and Gigantamax Raids, stuff like that, I'm like, yeah, duh, because you can do that in Sword and Shield. That's it. You can't do that in Scarlet and Violet. So we just do it. You can't do that in Pokemon Legends Arceus. You probably won't even do that in the new Pokemon Legends game that's coming out. So it's like, yeah, so what? So there's that. Alright, and I believe I covered all the complaints that I have seen about this whole Gigantamax Dynamax Raid feature. Again, if y'all can't go out and do it yourself, it sucks. I cannot think of a solution to that without saying remote raiding, because again, they will not bring that feature back no matter what, and quite frankly, they're not allowed to. So there you go with that. I cannot think of another solution to that. If you can, however, let me know in the comment section below. That would be great. Let me know in the comment section below. There may be one, but I have to think about it. Iron out the details to see if it makes sense, see if it can actually work. But if you wish this part of the video, leave in the comment section below complaints. If you wish this part of the video, leave in the comment section below complaints. And at the very end, you should see two videos. One of them would be something that YouTube recommends, while the other one would be something, well, the last video that I put out, which was the what was that? The Yamaz event, the Recess event, combination with the news on the Halloween Part 2 event. So yeah, that was the last video I put out. You should see that card as well. So I'm gonna call it a wrap. And with all that said, y'all know this is this boy New J Gatsby, aka New Stephen A. Smith, saying peace out, y'all, and I'll see y'all next time. Yeah. Subscribe. Thanks, man. Do it. After you subscribe to the channel, make sure you click the bell icon so you never miss a new video or a live stream ever again. Thanks, guys.
Lewis the trainer, articulating paint. With my tongue, I done things that people said I can't. Now they ranking with the elite, but it's for the people, and victory is part of defeat. Cause when you get back on your feet, then you try again. Learn from mistakes, show them that I got what it takes, and I'm dying to win. I'ma hit and move away.